guys, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today we are doing a Q&A video. On Friday I asked you guys if you had any questions for me, and boy did you. You guys asked some really great questions and I cannot wait to answer them. I've got them all written down here in my notebook. So let's just jump right on into it. The first question comes from my friend Unique Mystery, but she asked it over at her ASMR Precious Princess channel. And she had a few questions. In fact, a few of you guys had a few questions and I loved it. So she asked, how long have you been married? We have been married for almost 15 years. The next question she asked was, how long together before you got married? We were together almost a year before we got married. Hobbies. My main hobby really is reading. I also love to knit sometimes. I really have to be in the mood, though, for knitting. It's not something I do all the time. I find once the fall comes and we're leading up to Christmas, that's when I really get in the mood to knit. I also love to swim. So, zodiac sign, I'm a Libra, born on September 27th. Next up are questions from AbFab. She asked a bunch too. And where were you born? I was born in a small town in Nova Scotia, which, for anyone who doesn't know, that's a small province over on the East Coast. So I was born in Nova Scotia, but then we quickly moved back to where my mom was from, which is Newfoundland, which is another province on the East Coast. And I grew up and was raised there. Do you have a career? I'm a writer. Favorite color? I'd have to say red for that. Have you ever met a subby out running errands? No, but I do have an interesting story. One day, I think about a year ago or maybe 6 months ago, I was bringing my daughter to the hair salon, and the girl who was there who was going to be doing her hair, she used to work with my husband. And when they worked together, my husband told her about my YouTube channel. So when I went in, she was like, oh my goodness, I watch your YouTube videos. It's so cool to see you like in person. And I was like, oh my goodness, that was really fun. So that kind of counts, I guess. Favorite food to eat at a restaurant? That would have to be pasta. I love pasta. I try to avoid it as much as possible because I love it so much. But yeah, if we're out, it's usually pasta. Favorite perfume? I've got 3 top favorites. The first one is Chanel No. 5. My grandmother wore that growing up when I was around her all the time. And then when I became an adult, I started to wear it too, because by then she had passed away, and it was just, every time I sprayed it on, it reminded me of her. Another one is Clinique Happy. I've been wearing that one since I was in high school in the mid to late 90s. And Marc Jacobs Daisy. I love those 3. My friend Cindy, Our Life in Philippines, Australia, said, do you ever feel like making videos is too much and feel like you just want to give up? I would have to say no to that one, honestly. I have so much fun making videos, and giving up has never crossed my mind. Not yet, anyways. Just kidding. I think I'm going to be doing this for a little while. Aries Life wondered, what's your favorite nail polish? That's a tough one. And honestly, it changes from day to day. But I always love a beautiful cherry red nail. Love that. I've got one Essie shade, and it's called A-List, and it's just that perfect shade of red. So we'll go with that one for today. And then she also asked, if you could only pick to wear glitter eyeshadow or any lipstick for the rest of your life, what would you choose? What's with these hard-hitting questions? That's tough. I love glitter eyeshadow, obviously, but I think I would pick lipstick because you said any lipstick. So I'd probably go with lipstick just because you could change it up from time to time and still feel like you're getting a different look. So as much as it pains me, lipstick. 50 is the new fabulous. My dear friend Lisa said, I know you've written a book. What's it about? I don't know, Lisa. I don't know if I should be talking about it. I'm so superstitious. I feel like you shouldn't talk about it until it's all the way done, and it's not quite all the way done yet. I will tell you that it's about a woman and her struggle with family history and mental illness. The book starts off with us learning that when this woman's in her early 20s, her father has some sort of mental health collapse and he murders himself and her brother. And it goes from there. So that's what that's about. Have you gone down the whole submissions path yet? And if so, how have you found the process? Not for this one yet. I haven't done that. I've done it many times in the past, though, not with a book, but with like creative writing submissions for magazines and journals and things like that, as well as just applying for writing jobs. I find the process a little similar in the sort of stress area as like whether you're applying for a writing job or trying to get something approved for submission. So no, not with the book yet. I'm sort of gearing up mentally for that because it can be such a long process. But I'm excited too. And honestly, I've kind of been juggling about the idea a bit of publishing it myself. I feel like we're in such a age of putting your own art out, whether it's, using websites to put your music out or like YouTube to put your videos out. I don't know. That's something I've toyed around with a bit. There's of course so many cons to it, but I feel like in this day and age, there's so many pros to it as well. So we will see. We'll see what happens. Lisa, this question it made me laugh out loud. So Lisa asked, when you read comments and they have no relevance to your video, how far back in your head do your eyes roll? Lisa, my eyes roll so far back in my head that it makes my brain hurt. A little piece of Sylvia said, if you could live anywhere in the world, where? If I could live anywhere in the world, I would want to be living by an ocean. I would love to go back home to Newfoundland, live there. Or honestly, I'd even go West Coast and live out, in Vancouver in BC somewhere. So yeah, my answer to that is anywhere that's near an ocean. Dream Vido asked, what is the value of music in your life and what type of music do you enjoy most? I love this question too. Music is such an important part of my life. Growing up, my family is very musical. Many instruments are played. It's when we would get together, every time music would be such a big part of it. Everyone would sit around with their instruments, play and sing and have such a good time. And that just, as I grew, it took a hold of my soul at a very young age. As for what kind of music I like most, I love so many different kinds. I love classical. I love instrumental, like listening to movie soundtracks. I love folk music. I love some pop music. I love rock. I love it all. Except for country. I'm not big on country, especially like the newer stuff, like some of the older stuff like Johnny Cash and stuff like that. I love, but newer country, not a big fan of. Next up is from Ranalyn Naipo, and she asked, where do you find the time to film and edit? Honestly, it doesn't take me that long to film. I usually film every day except for Saturdays. If I'm feeling real motivated, sometimes I'll get 2 videos filmed in a day. And those days are great because then I get an extra no film day throughout the week. But I usually film a video a day. So say if it takes an hour to film, though it never does, say between a half hour to an hour. And then to edit, it probably only takes max an hour. Depends on how many mess ups there were throughout the video that I need to go and get rid of. But so say an hour and a half to 2 hours max a day. And the writing work I do from home. So I'm here, I've got the time. Yeah, I just make the time. Joy in Your Heart asked, how old were you when you started loving makeup? Honestly, I didn't really get into makeup too seriously until I was in my early 30s, probably. When I was in my 20s, if I was going out, I'd slap on some glitter, some mascara, some lipstick, but it wasn't until my 30s, and then especially when I started watching YouTube and when I discovered there's this whole like beauty community where they're doing tutorials showing you what to do, how to do it, that I really got into loving it, learning more about things like highlighter. Like I never knew about that until YouTube. So yeah, I'll say my early 30s. Faye Blatcher said, or asked, when are you leaving for Ireland? We are leaving for Ireland in August, so it's tiptoeing ever closer. I'm so excited. We're going for 2 weeks. We're going to be going to Dublin and Limerick, and then a few other small little towns in between and all around, Galway too, I believe. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. Julie Barnes asked, are you and your hubby going to do another video together soon? Yes, hopefully very soon. We're hoping to do the series review for 6 Feet Under, hopefully within the next week or two. Janine's Life said, do you have any hidden talents? Hidden talents? No, I don't think so. If I do, I haven't. They're so hidden, I haven't discovered them yet. Bergen's Beauty and More said, do you have any children? I do. I have one daughter who's 13. And then finally, Crystal Mumford said, favorite nail colors / brands. Like I mentioned earlier, I love a good red nail polish. I also love a good black. I feel like then it just kind of goes with anything. My favorite brands, I love Essie, I love OPI, I love Kale Polish. I love Kale Polish because the formula is good and the colors are unique. Just love that. So yeah, there you go, you guys. Thanks so much for taking the time to comment on Friday's video and leave questions for me. This was great, a lot of fun, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.